evening and welcome to the news at 10. His Majesty King Abdullah, the Supreme Commander of the Jordan Armed Forces Arab Army, attended a ceremony to mark the 50th anniversary of the Karama battle at the southern Shuna district in the Jordan Valley. Upon arrival, His Majesty was received with a military reception that included a 21-gun salute and reviewed the Guard of Honor in the presence of the Prime Minister and Minister of Defense and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. His Majesty recited verses from the Holy Quran and reviewed the names of the martyrs inscribed on the memorial, as well as formations and units that fought in the 1968 battle. Later, the King watched a documentary on the battle's playground, operations and tactics until the army achieved an all-out victory on the Israeli aggression. The King toured the Karama Museum, a facility built by the Arab Army to commemorate the battle's ammunitions and maneuvers, and showcases photos on the Jordan Armed Forces' heroism. On March 21, 1968, Jordanian soldiers repelled an Israeli attack on the small Karama town in the Jordan Valley, whose name means dignity. 86 Jordanian soldiers lost their lives in the battle and 108 were wounded. The Israeli raid was repelled with heavy losses as the Jordanian army launched an artillery barrage against Israeli tanks. A total of 250 Israeli soldiers were killed and 450 were wounded.
فرجل جنوده من أرض المعركة وبدأوا يطلبون وقفا لإطلاق النار. كان صوت الحسين الواثق بالله وبشعبه مهيبا حاسما أن لا وقف لإطلاق النار قبل خروج فلول الغزاة. وكان للأردن ما أراد، وانسحب العدو صاغرا يجر أذيال الخيبة، تاركا خلفه القتلى والعتاد المدمر الذي ما زال حتى اليوم شاهدا على النصر المبين.
في فجر ذلك اليوم
Minister of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates Ayman al-Safadi discussed with UN Special Envoy for Yemen, Martin Griffiths, the latest developments in Yemen at the political and humanitarian levels. Safadi affirmed Jordan's support to efforts of the Special Envoy, stressing the kingdom's support to legitimacy in Yemen, represented by President Abdrabbo Mansour Hadi. He also underlined the importance of reaching a political solution to the Yemeni crises in order to restore security and stability. Griffiths commended the transfer of the Special Envoy's office to Jordan to continue efforts aimed at restoring security in Yemen. Turkish forces and Syrian allies have taken total control of the Syrian town of Afrin, raising their flags in the town center after an 8-week campaign to drive out Kurdish YPG forces. The forces and their allies also damaged and tore down a statue of a central Kurdish figure in the center of the town. Syria's Kurds vowed to retake the city, saying that the war with Turkey has now entered a new phase of guerrilla warfare. The Turkish military issued a statement saying search operations to locate mines and other explosives were underway. Tens of thousands have fled Afrin in recent days as Turkish forces and allied Syrian fighters made their advances. Russian President Vladimir Putin won a landslide re-election victory, extending his rule over the world's largest country for another 6 years. In a widely expected result, an exit poll showed Putin, who has already dominated the political landscape for the last 18 years, had won 73.9% of the vote. Putin has promised to use his new term to beef up Russia's defense against the West and to raise living standards. Putin's victory will extend his total time in office to nearly a quarter of a century until 2024, by which time he will be 71 years old. Her Majesty Queen Rania announced financial support for 100 local families of Al-Fayha village in Madaba Governorate to help them start their own income-generating projects. During her visit, the Queen stopped at Al-Fayha Secondary School for Girls and the Mada Women's Charity Association. The association was established in 2011 with the aim of helping underprivileged families, orphans, women, and community members with disabilities. Among its significant services are grants for income-generating projects run by local women. Addressing beneficiaries, the Queen said she will be financially supporting the association to help expand its current project base and include the beneficiaries already on its waiting list. Her Majesty later toured the association's bazaar. And finally, for a quick look at the weather, the kingdom will be affected tomorrow by a warm air mass originated from the Arabian Peninsula. Therefore, temperatures are expected to rise further to become 9 to 10 degrees above seasonal average. Amman can expect a high of 26 degrees Celsius and a low of 13 degrees. Further south in the Gulf of Aqaba, relatively hot conditions are in the forecast, with daytime temperatures at 32 degrees, dropping down to 20 at night. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news. I'm Nancy Khair. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.